We should be wine tasting, not fixing cars. And it's my birthday today. I'm fixing cars. Fixing cars on my birthday. Nope, nope, nope.
Hey, what's up everyone, it's Duncan from Overland Journals. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, hit the subscription and notification bell because I bring out a overlanding related video every single week. Well, we are on our way to southern Flinders here in South Australia, but on the way we decided to spend a couple of days in Clare Valley. Not so much of off-roading, but it's a beautiful part of the state. It's wine country, there's a lot of history here, so we're spending a few days here before we get down up to the Flinders. So we picked a spot called the Feral Flats, which is a little town consisting of about 100 people population that's based between Clare and a historic town of Burra. So right behind me there, that building behind me is a building that's built in the late 1800s, and that's where we are staying. A really cool place. But today's video is about something I didn't do and I should have, so I thought I'll share it with the rest of you. Whenever before we go on a trip, one thing I do is I always do a stress test on my batteries, my main cranking battery as well as my Deep Cycle battery, which powers up my accessories. Well, this time I didn't. Why? I have no clue. So got into Clare yesterday, and what I discovered was my Deep Cycle battery, the one that powers up my accessories, has decided to die a natural death, which I don't understand because it's only 2 years old and I have always maintained it very well. Well, thankfully when we got here I managed to get a power supply from the mains, from the place where we are staying. So one of the things I do, and I'll share this with you, is carry yourself one of these power leads. I've got a 25 meter cable, so that helps. Plug it in. I've got the fridge going so the food doesn't go bad. And now I've got to go into the town of Clare and get myself a Deep Cycle. I phoned ahead and thankfully there's one place that do have the battery. So yeah, so that's my main cranking battery over there, and this is my auxiliary Deep Cycle battery. So I've got to go into town and get it changed before I can proceed. So our intention was to spend 2 nights and 2 days here in Clare Valley, but once we got here we found out it's a really beautiful place and there's quite a lot of things we can do. So now we're trying to make it into a third day here, a third night. And funny enough, despite all the lockdowns and so on that's been happening, it's very, very difficult to find accommodation. So Johnny's trying a few places, hopefully we'll get lucky.
Or you could just park in front of the...
I don't know if they're allowed guys to get it filled up and installed. So I managed to get a battery, and one of the reasons I'm going to seriously think about going lithium ion is this battery weighs 35 kilos. That's an AGM. It's way too heavy. The tools out. My original battery came with butterfly nuts that holds the two leads together. Unfortunately, they don't fit the new battery. The threads are different. So thankfully I had some spare ones which I carry in my spares box. So that fits, so that saved the day.
We should be wine tasting, not fixing cars. And it's my birthday today. I'm fixing cars. Fixing cars on my birthday. Nope, nope, nope.
Now this is why I don't like AGM batteries, because they are so freaking heavy. Holy! Woof. So lithium ion is certainly the way to go. Another little tip for you is these things do happen when you're on a trip. It's one of those things. Now what I have done is I've actually got the leads in both my batteries extended longer than what it usually is when it comes out of the factory. And that's because when you change batteries, sometimes they might run short, or you might have to flip them around depending on the design of the battery. So that's what I've done here, and that pays off because this one is the terminals are slightly wider apart than the one that I've had before. So that way I have no hassles there except for the butterfly nuts, which I had a spare, so all worked well. Here's a little tip, if you haven't already thought of it: carry some baby wet wipes with you. And now after the COVID, we also get these disinfecting types, and it's so much easier to clean your fingers after you've done some work on the car. Done. Away we go.